right, boys, another great episode of the Full Send Podcast. Starting out solo here because we're in a little bit of not a sticky situation, but Jake's running a bit late, and then classic Steiny, man. I don't even blame him, really, but we've pranked him so much that he thinks that he's getting pranked. Because a little background, I guess he has Jake's boy, Better Derek, who, like, you know, he's like a talker. He's pretty funny, but he was the guy that, like, went at Nate Diaz in the press conference and and then, like, Drake posted about, like, why he did that. He's called out Steiny in the past. And Jake has been actually... Jake's texted me on, like, 3 different occasions and said, like, yo, Steiny and Better Derek should, like, fight. So I think Steiny thinks that we're planning something, which we're literally not. But we honestly... I did talk to Jake saying we should prank Steiny, and we were trying to plan something, but we never thought of it, so... But, I guess he's late as like, he's like, this is kind of like
39 minutes late.
He's 39 minutes late. Yeah, so I think he's like really... Did he tell you that he was like, think we're pranking him?
He texted like 3 times.
He texted me saying, be honest, they're not planning any shit with the Better Derek kid, right?
Damn, he really does not want the smoke from Better Derek, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess Steiny will be here soon. Jake's pulling up. So I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of context that there is some tension in the air today. So it'll be an interesting pod. So make sure you guys watch all the way through. All right, Steiny's in the house now.
Oh, was there a whole...
I did a little solo intro.
No, did you?
I just explained that you thought you were getting pranked.
I mean, you never know, bro.
I know. I said I don't blame you.
Sorry, I didn't mean... we pushed back the time, so I didn't think I was late.
No, I told you I don't blame him because, like, we have pranked him in the past. But this time there's nothing going on.
Yeah. Punctuality is obviously important to me. I got a new cut. White tee.
Me and Jake did say, like, one thing we could have done was prank you, but we just never got around to
You've already
planning
done
anything.
that with him.
Yeah, I know. True.
What the fuck?
We could have ran it back, though.
No, let me get one fucking break.
You know what I told him? I'll just expose it. I was like, dude, I feel like we could run back the exact same Sophia. Now I'll never be able to do this to you, but I was like,
I could later.
I was like, I feel like we could run back the exact same Sophia prank, the exact same thing with the Cavenders. I was I think we could just do the same exact thing, and then Steiny would fall for it.
Fuck, bro. You should have ran that.
No, well, I don't want to do that again. It's too much. Once is enough.
Yeah.
That was like a level 10 one.
That was the hardest prank I think of all time.
It was pretty
on any of like the boys for sure.
Yeah. I guess Jimmy Gamble's with the pube stash.
That was just gross.
That's more disgusting.
Yeah, but that one was more... He should have realized that.
What's up, guys? How are you?
You good?
Good to see you. Yeah, sorry I'm late. Fuck.
What's up, bro?
What's up? How are you?
What's up, bro?
What's
good
up?
to meet you.
How are you?
What's up, bro?
So
Steiny,
good
nice
to
to
see
meet
you. Am I sitting here?
Yeah. Sir.
Yo, can you grab that from Brett real quick?
They got it for you right now. It's good. You been good?
Yeah, man. Just fucking busy. You know the same shit.
Where are you doing Boca?
Celsius meeting.
Oh, dope.
Grutman said to do the pod here because we always do the pods at his spots, but I guess they're opening in like 5 minutes. So there might be like bottles, presentations, and shit. So we might just have to... I don't know. It's going to be one of those.
So it's just like a pod in the middle of a restaurant.
Kind of, yeah.
I like it.
We could tell them to shut up maybe if it's too loud, but...
It
Brett, you
could
wanna
be a
close that?
vibe, though.
Yeah? Just have some chicks pop
We should
in
get a
and shit.
tomahawk.
We could.
We should have them do the...
We could. We
do
could do
the
a presentation in
presentation.
here. You want to order one, Gabe?
Yeah.
Tell them we want a fucking tomahawk.
No, but bro, it's dope to have you back. I mean, we had you on, what, was that like 2 years ago? I don't even remember, but... You're
been
one
a
of our...
minute. It's been too long. I was one of the first guests.
Yeah.
And then I was like a year later. And
Yeah.
now this is the 3rd time, I guess.
This is 3rd? No, second, I think.
No, we did an NELK video too. You're probably mixing that in.
I think this is the second time on the pod. Yeah.
You guys
We
did it
did
at
you-
Winker's
we did you.
Diner with Salim
Yeah, and no, Strawberry Moon.
or Strawberry Moon.
That was the first one?
The pink spot.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
But, I don't
But
know.
no, we'd love to have you on. We want to just keep having you on, too, because it's... I mean, we fucked with each other for a long time, and, like,
Yeah.
it's dope to have you on.
No, there's always so much to talk about.
I know.
So much synergy. We're always like in similar like areas and
Yeah.
groups and all conversations and all of that stuff. But yeah, we need to do it more. But are you guys
100%.
you guys are all the way out in Cali?
I think we're going to move here, bro.
No,
I've been trying to
He's
do
been saying
it.
that forever. It never happens.
No, we're crib looking right
Bro,
now.
Really?
like
Yeah.
I don't get... Am I on that trip or no?
You don't. I'll fill
I'm
you
staying
in
in
later.
Cali
I'll
or
fill
what?
you in later.
Steiny's getting left behind.
No, you'll
No,
be
you
here,
can't
but-
do that. It'd be a bad move by them.
You're
No,
posted
but I
up
don't know how anyone like. I don't know. This is definitely the place to be
100%.
for sure. Like, there's just so much more opportunity, so much more going on.
Like you think Miami versus LA?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why? What's
Well, but also you guys are like Orange County, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
it
guys
sucks.
are like.
The thing is, we travel so much. Like right now, we're on the road for like 2 months.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
feel
like
that.
when we get home, it's kind of like chill, which is nice.
But you
yeah.
could also go like north here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
kind of like get away.
Where's your spot? Are you in South Beach?
I stay close to the Better Warehouse, which is like over in Design District area.
That's the best area.
Yeah. So it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
What's the biggest difference for you between LA and Miami? Besides that
Dude,
T-shirt.
I don't know. I think like COVID like changed LA. When I flew back there, I hadn't been there for like a year, and then I flew back
Yeah.
there, and the energy was just completely different. It like doesn't have a soul or like this like fun anymore. Yeah, maybe I'm like just biased or whatever, but I feel like a lot of the big people from LA, like everyone kind of moved
Everyone dipped.
to Miami, and it's like dangerous there. It's like so much.
Holy fuck, boys.
The power's going out. This
It's
happens.
gonna be weird shit.
This
the whole
happens on
time,
my
bro.
pod like all the fucking time. Power went out like 4 times last episode. But yeah, like I don't know, and it just seems like this younger crazy
Yeah.
party crowd. This seems to
You-
be
well,
where
you-
everyone's going.
You were there when it was probably like prime LA, like social media time. Like we had Jesse on recently too, and we talked about like when we came to the Clout House was when it was like Team
Poppin'.
10, Clout House prime.
You guys were living there.
Yeah.
That was like the best era.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like it can only go down from there.
Mhm.
So like that was fun. Those were like the best times, and there was everything was there. Everything was happening there. All the content, all the parties, everything. So it was like the best time to be there to maximize like opportunity and just like being young kids. But now it just feels like this like not as sophisticated of a world, and everyone seems to be Miami, F1, you know, Art Basel,
Rolling
all
Loud.
these big things, Rolling Loud, like
There's
you
a
name
ton
it.
of shit here.
Swim Week, what's the other thing? Art Ultra, yeah, like
Ultra, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Just there's something going on every weekend, so there's just so much.
Does
influx
that
of
time like
business.
that era in your life, does that just feel like a blur now? Like looking back on it?
It does. I describe it as my college years. It was like living in a frat house and just getting like the crazy fun troublemaker years like out of my system. But I reminisce on it like, damn, like that was so much fun. But it was definitely like a period of my life that I like had to grow out of, and it just like wasn't sustainable, that crazy lifestyle.
Oh, you seem like you've matured a lot. Well, from moving from LA to Miami, it's a whole new guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, well, mainly because like behind the scenes, I got to like take time for myself in these boxing camps.
Yeah.
Whereas like before, everything was just for the outside world. And so when I found boxing, it gave me that like routine, that discipline, being sober, and like realizing who I was and who I wanted to be. And challenging myself in a different area, and kind of going back to my roots as well of like being an athlete. I kind of lost myself in the whole entertainment world. It's you can get like sucked up into it and just are surrounded by the wrong people. And so boxing gave me the ability to like reflect on myself and to build a future. And that helped me mature. And I found through boxing, I found breath work, because for these fights and every day for training, I had to like meditate and be really focused and not get nervous leading into the fight weeks. So I was doing a ton of meditation, and so I found spirituality and breath work, and that led me down this like whole other path and whole other journey of my life. And those things, like I recommend meditation and breath work to anybody, but that really helped me, and it helped me overcome like a lot of personal shit and like trauma. And I've seen you recently like talk about some of the perils of this lifestyle and becoming numb to a lot of shit and just being this like constant workflow, and life just flies by you. So
Yeah, what do you think's the biggest thing you learned about yourself you didn't know since you moved out here and started boxing? Like anything you discovered where you were like, fuck, I was hiding this or fighting this the whole time?
yeah, I think a lot of people in our industry have so many like voids that they're filling in terms of like loving themselves, and it's like this weird concept because you like instinctually are like wanting to become famous for validation for others. So you get addicted to that validation from others once you get like a taste of it, and then you kind of just like want to continue growing that. But really what I've seen in this industry is people are like so fucking insecure and they don't love themselves, and that's something that I realized that I had to face. And like, we don't learn emotional intelligence in school. It's not really like talked about in our culture. Like sometimes now people are going deeper into it on TikTok. But it wasn't until I like started learning about my emotions. Why do I feel a certain way? Why am I acting like this? Why am I saying these things to certain people? My meditation, my breath work kind of unveiled this layer of these insecurities that I had, and I realized like I was working so hard to receive this outside validation to make myself feel better, but it's because I actually wasn't whole on the inside. And when you start to realize like a lot of people in this world have that same problem, and it's this whole world of people who like doesn't love themselves and are insecure, that are like chasing this external validation.
You think that's because like what you were doing, like in entertainment and stuff like that? Because you're kind of like you're still in the spotlight and stuff too, right?
What do you mean, like?
I
Like-
think they're different, though, because you
Yeah.
go from a YouTuber to an athlete.
Yeah.
So it's a different lifestyle, and your perception, people will have a different perception
Oh,
on
I'm
you.
just trying to understand.
Yeah, I get. Well, like when you're starting out is like what I'm saying, and like building your career. I don't think a lot of people understand like why they're instinctively doing this. Like why do so many people want clout? Why do they want followers? It's that external validation of people praising you. And so it's this thing inside of you like, I'm not good enough. I need followers. I need likes. I need to be socially like relevant. And so it's kind of this like subconscious thing that's driving a lot of our generation and our like social hierarchies and influencers. Like if you start to unveil the layers of like, think about some influencers that you know, like think about how like fucked up they are in the head, or like when you know them as a person, you're like, oh shit, like they're dealing with this, they're not actually happy, they have all of these things, and it's kind of like this broken world because they're working so hard to get this external validation, which is why like a lot of them become so big.
Yeah,
So
but
it's realizing it. Like once you realize it and are able to like search inwards, you know, have that love for yourself and start to grow. It doesn't happen overnight. Then you become like liberated from that, and then your reasons for doing what you do change. And that's a very powerful thing, and that's where I think people see a shift in me personally. Is because like before I was numbers, like do shit for views, more views. Then it's like, no, like that's not who I am. Like search inward and really changing to doing everything out of love.
Yeah.
And as much as possible, right? It's still a cutthroat fucking business. So like
That as well, but I think you've also probably you've completely changed your demographic, obviously, too, right?
yeah.
Like, I can't say I was a fan of you before. Like, I respected you and stuff,
Yeah.
like, as a creator and stuff. But, like, now I would actually probably say, like, yo, I'm a fan of Jake Paul.
Thank you, man.
Which is crazy. So, like, you've
And I'm a fan of you guys.
yeah, and you've always supported us. But I'm just saying, like, I think you totally changed your demo. Like, you, like, swapped what you were doing, and now you just have a completely... I'm sure you have the old demo still, too, that, like, has always fucked with you. But isn't that cool, too? Like...
Yeah, it's weird. It's super interesting to see how it's all changed, but people have that respect for athletes, you know, and and especially fighting. Like, everyone loves fighting. It's in our DNA. You know, you see someone fighting on the side of the road, everyone's going to turn and look. So the demographic has changed, and I've changed, right? Like, so that's what's weird about growing up in this space is, like, being on camera every day since I was 15 to now being 26. It's like, of course, in that 11-year span, I'm going to go through so many different iterations of who I want to become and who I want to be and what I like, how I act, all of these things. And that evolution has changed the fan base, and people have gotten to see me for this, like, young adult that I am now. And they respect knocking people out and shit like that. So, and the business side of it all.
How much does it bother you when people still try to come at you, though? Because they're always going to, right? So, like, even when you fight Nate Diaz and you win, people are still going to want to try and take things away from you. Like, yo, Nate's a UFC fighter. He's fucking 40, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you handle that when they're just, you think you have a huge accomplishment and then there's people still trying to bring you down?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day.
Oh
Shit, this is the weird. This is the.
Let's go, baby!
Oh yeah.
Every day I'm hustling. I keep on coming back. We keep on coming back. I know Pablo.
Do we get the steak or not?
Yeah, I have to go cook it.
That's what they do?
Yeah.
Do we even get the steak or not?
Yeah, I think they're gonna bring it back.
that's
but
what they do?
I mean,
It's just raw?
you can't probably use any of that because of copyright. Yeah.
Oh, we don't. We'll probably use it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
All
fuck
right.
it.
Well,
I
good
feel like we're
shit.
in the deep.
I always feel so
like
awkward
we're
when
in
they
like
do
the
that.
deepest combo too.
Yeah.
What-
What's going on?
What were we talking about?
Stanley was like, yeah, like how do you deal with the hate and the criticism?
Nate Diaz.
Yeah. I mean, you those people that are gonna be your critics, they can definitely get or become a smaller group over time as you continue to prove yourself. But yeah, like you're never gonna be able to make these people happy. You know, they're always gonna come up with something. I've said, like, I could walk on water, and people would say it's because I couldn't swim, and it's a very powerful thing to live by because naturally that hate is gonna come out of people if they feel like they can't do something themselves. Versus like anyone who's at my level, they're never haters. Because they're successful themselves. My peers, the biggest boxers, all support me. Behind the scenes, they're all super happy for me. It's Jack Harlow said it best. It's the ones who look just like me that hate the most. And they're sitting on the couch wishing that they probably would have done this shit with their lives. And I get some criticisms, but at the end of the day, it's like no one in the sport of boxing has done what I've done, put on this big of pay-per-views this early in their career, took in these big challenges. I didn't know if I was going to beat Tyron Woodley. I didn't know if I was going to beat Anderson Silva. You know, going up against Tommy Fury, who's been doing it since he was 6 years old, taking him to a split decision. So I'm definitely not going to be able to make everybody happy, but they have to respect that most other boxers pad their record. They fight taxi drivers to build up their record. And then in their 25th fight, they've been doing it for 15 years, then they take a tough challenge. I've risked it all since the beginning. I didn't know if I was going to beat Gibb. I didn't know if I was going to beat Nate Robinson. Ben Askren was the favorite going into the fight. So
what the fuck?
Yeah, which is crazy.
Wait, what were the odds for that?
I don't know, but it's like these are the things that people forget. Everyone thought Nate Robinson was going to mop.
Askren
How
was
the
the
fuck is
favorite?
Askren
No.
the favorite? Are you
And
sure?
Nate
No, I think
Robinson
you were
was the favorite.
I think you were the favorite in Askren.
It was a tight spread.
Well, yeah.
So almost
I
even
think-
money.
I think it was wavering though.
Okay.
I remember at some point my coach bet on me when I was the underdog. So it was wavering. But like Nate Robinson, he was the favorite the whole time. So like people forget these things, right? Like you take one step forward and then it's like, "Oh yeah,
They
well
make
he didn't do
excuses
this."
after,
Yeah, he didn't do this and I understand it because I talk a big game. So like please bring it on. Like it makes sense. I'm not mad at anybody. I understand that I have to prove myself and I talk 3 years ahead and have this big mouth. And so that's what they're holding me to, that standard, but that's good because in their mind, subconsciously, I'm marketing to them like, yeah, you are holding me to that standard. That's how you think of me in your mind as at the same level as these people. So it's a marketing ploy. It's a manifestation ploy. It's playing the chess game that they don't even realize that they're a part of. And realistically, I'm setting these goals. I like to back myself into a corner because then I have to work harder when I wake up every single day. If I say I'm going to do this, then I have to live up to that. So I like to say these things and put these goals out there and say I'm going to become a world champion because that's genuinely what I know I can do. That's what I want to do. But also,
then you got to do it or you look like an idiot,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And so
that's how you put pressure on yourself. That's
exactly.
everything.
I'm putting the pressure on myself to make myself better. And a lot of people think it's funny, like, oh, you're gonna fight Canelo, like you're saying you're gonna beat Canelo, like you're out of your mind, you lost to Tommy Fury in a split decision, how are you gonna beat Canelo? It's like, first of all, that's the person who doesn't accomplish anything or doesn't understand failure, doesn't understand getting better every single day. So like, yeah, I could lose to Tommy Fury in a split decision, but I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen in the rematch. Because he beat me when I was at my absolute worst. So in the rematch, when I knock him out, what are you going to say then? But not only that, I've been doing this for 3.5 years and have beaten people that other boxers wouldn't be able to beat. So you give me 3 more years, all of a sudden me versus Canelo is a very good fight. I'm the bigger man. I have the longer reach. Look who he lost to, Dimitri Bivol, a bigger man, 6 foot. Yeah. Has like somewhat of a Kronk style with his footwork, which is the style of fighting that I train. All these things added up.
I think it's more though just like you're talking about rematching Tommy Fury. So why are you calling out Canelo now? Like that's why people are like, why?
Well,
why?
it causes hype and shit too.
But that's why, right? So then people,
I mean,
think are
Canelo
probably
said
like,
last week you posted it, but Canelo said last week on the pod.
Yeah, he said on
He
this
pretty
pod.
much said he'd be down to do it.
Exactly. And when I said it 2 years ago, people were like, oh, this kid's a fucking joke. He's an idiot. Da 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 da. And then also one of my first videos in the boxing world was calling out Conor McGregor, and people were like, oh, you're an idiot. But guess what? Now Conor McGregor needs me just as much as I would need him to make a big fight.
Yeah,
It's a 50-50 deal. So it's like, at first I seem crazy, but yes, that I am crazy. People say like, yo, what, this kid's out of his mind, this kid's crazy. Yeah, maybe that's what you're missing, people, is you don't push yourself. You don't have big ideas. If your goals don't scare you, then what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, like I am crazy, and look where I've gotten because of that, because of large thinking. And it's cheesy as fuck, but like, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. The problem is the kid at home is like, oh, I can't become this. I can't be a YouTuber. I can't be famous. I can't be on Disney Channel. I can't create a $1 billion company in the sports gaming industry. Like, I can't do any of these things. And if you believe that, that's where you're fucking wrong. And Elon Musk's like new book is great, but like he says the people that are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world are the ones who actually do it. And I feel bad for the people who sit there and are like looking at me being like, haha, you're an idiot. Like, what do you think you're doing calling out Canelo? He's going to fucking kill you. Because they are putting their own beliefs onto me, and they are so indoctrinated to not think that they can actually accomplish anything in their own lives.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that.
Pretty funny pissing people off too. Like
It is.
whenever you call out Canelo, it's just like
But-
reading all the comments and shit.
but I
It's
wanna
so
know-
funny. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know, why do you think that that's taught to so many people that you have to preach, yo, you can do whatever you want, but everyone thinks they can't? Because you yourself kind of came from that, right?
Well, yeah, it's our culture, our society. Since you can remember, it's your teacher telling you that you're stupid or that you didn't do good enough because you got a bad grade. And everything is these tests. And if you don't fit into this mold of being good at a test and paying attention, then you think of yourself as stupid or bad. And then you go home and your parents are reciprocating that message. So this person who you love the most, who you look up to, the dad, the mom, is looking at you. You feel the energy from them. Even if they don't say it, you feel like you're failing them. And so you get put into this box of like not being able to have the thoughts to believe in yourself or to think you're good enough since the earliest ages. And your brain captures all of that information and stores it, and it becomes your subconscious. And then, you know, you go and you ask the first girl on the date, she says no. You ask the girl at homecoming, she says no. And like our society has so many built-in things for failure, and it's the ones who just don't give a fuck when they fail that end up winning in the long run. But just everything, man, like even if you get in trouble once in school, like you get suspended, your whole school is like hot, like looking at you like a crazy person. Like there becomes these like cliques. If you're not a good athlete, where do you fit in? If you're not getting good grades and you're not a good athlete, where do you fit in? And so everything is kind of like suppressed for you to fail, and it becomes habitual for these people.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I wasn't expecting a quote from Elon Musk's book from you today.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Super inspirational though. Yeah.
No, and look at. I mean, that's coming from the horse's mouth of the man who probably has done the most for this generation in terms of advancements and like changing the world for the better to become a multi-planetary species. But it's so true, and it's sad when I like see these things. I actually just feel bad for the people like commenting them, and it's crazy because like those people will still watch this very podcast, and they don't even realize that they are that person, because there's like also such a big self-awareness problem in today's world. But it goes back to the emotional intelligence, because if you don't know who you are inside it, if you don't know like why you're feeling these certain things, if you don't know yourself, which a lot of people don't, there's that self-awareness problem. So then you can't even wake up to the fact that you are sort of one of these like NPC robots who's in this treacherous cycle of hating yourself, not thinking you can accomplish everything, and being addicted to social media and putting your hate onto the rest of the world.
I think you also got to just find that spark that gets you pissed off.
No, but that's what's interesting is like, if there's a failure,
when it comes, you got to take it and get it.
If there's a failure, right? Like you chose to go the opposite way. You were like, I'm gonna be better, but a lot of people don't do that. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe that like spark is inside of people, but I don't know. I don't know if you like always need a spark. People ask like, how do you stay so motivated? And it's like, I'm not motivated at all.
I think you're just like born with it, bro.
Like,
to be honest.
No, but it's commitment.
Like, you got it. Like, but
It's
I think you got
though.
it or you don't. That's my opinion. Like, to get to where you are, or like, you gotta like have it inside you.
Yeah, there is like a part of it where like my
like,
dad.
even the way you're explaining
I
it.
think-
Like, have
I
you ever
think-
tried to like talk to someone? They're like, yo, like, how do you do it? And you're just like, dude, just do it.
It's so easy
it's so
though.
easy, but it's
so easy.
Oh my god.
Oh, we knew that. We knew this.
Yo.
I'm not even gonna pay attention to this. I'm not even gonna pay attention to this.
All right, guys. So at this point, some crazy shit's about to go down. You guys gotta add us on Snapchat, because if you have us on Snapchat, you guys already saw this fucking 2-3 days ago when it actually happens. Add us on NELK Boys, because we are posting on Snapchat every single day. All the crazy shit that's happening, we're posting it in real time. It's literally like a daily vlog. We have over 2 million followers on there. It's getting over like 1 million views a day. It's crazy. Add us at NELK Boys right here. So go to Snapchat, search up NELK Boys, add us. If you guys want to see all the crazy shit that's happening in the fucking NELK world in real time, Snapchat is the best way to do it. I fucking love it. Just want to tell you guys that quick. Let's get back into the podcast.
How figured was this? How planned was this?
Jake, you're supposed to be fucking holding me back, bro.
Oh no one's holding you
I
back.
look like an idiot.
No one's.
What's good, Derek? How are you?
No one's
I didn't
holding you
bow
back.
down.
I knew you wouldn't do the
This is
dap
my
up.
first time I'm jumping.
I thought we were having any fans in here. Chris, no fans, bro.
That's
Chris,
bullshit.
get the fan
For
out of
real,
here, bro.
Why are you ducking me?
Jake, what's the checkbook like, bro? Oh,
Yeah,
we can do it after this.
well, yeah, we want to present a deal today.
Really?
Yeah, we have a deal on the table. Derek, why don't you get away from him so he doesn't feel
I feel fine, bro.
Yeah, he feels
Okay.
fine.
You have a Sharpie, I'll sign his shirt or some shit. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Why are you fucking laughing?
I want to do something. How about this? How about he fights one person and then I'll do it?
Why?
Because
why
this is,
though?
I'll tell you why.
I think
this
you should take on Jimmy Gambles first.
But
yeah.
why do you want him to fight one person?
Because I'll tell you why. Because I do, and this is no offense, because I think he's pretty funny, but his job is kind of to call people out on TikTok, right? I gotta do
Bro, that's
three.
what you do. You just talk to fucking
I gotta do
OnlyFans girls.
Right. So
And
I do.
you just weirdly hit on them. And you're saying I have to just call people out?
That's all you do. That's all he does, bro. I have to do 3 YouTube channels. I gotta work
And I'm a
hard.
professional sports gambler.
He has his own channel and podcast and all that.
Oh, he does? Oh, my fault.
Steiny would have to drop a lot of shit.
He's
for
pulling
sure.
views. He's pulling views though.
No, I know he does. I see.
He's
No,
pulling
Derek
views.
is-
Well,
he's
also
funny. He's
a lot
funny.
of people don't know that he like also has like he also edits for the company. So like he's working.
Yeah, that's my job. And now my next job is to knock you out. Bro, just sign the fucking contract.
All right, let's finish the pod and then we'll talk about it after.
Bro,
no,
just-
I
we
think
have
it's the
the
perfect time
contract.
to talk about it right now.
my God.
Because it'd be a massive, massive fight. Like I'm one of the biggest boxing promoters in the world, and then you got this guy, and the whole NELK system behind you. This is going to be a massive event. And I hear,
John Jones is gonna be involved.
yeah, John Jones is
This whole
interested.
fucking podcast was for?
No.
I told you no, dude.
God.
Did I know about this?
No, he actually didn't know. But also, we like came up with this idea like 2 days ago. So I was like, I'm gonna do the pod, and then he was here, and we were like, you should come in. But I heard your number behind the scenes of like what you'd want to do it for,
Yeah.
which was 500K.
Yeah.
And we got that shit, bro.
250K.
I never said he would do it for 500. I said if you got it to that, I think it would be something
But
to
what
talk
does that
about.
Well,
mean?
that's
Like,
a
I
no.
wanna do
That's
all-
a no-brainer
I wanna
though.
just
That's
do
big
it, though,
money
like-
though. Like most
Yeah.
fighters aren't getting paid that.
But I want to just do it like tomorrow. I don't want to have to do this whole build-up bullshit. Because I have 3 other things I'm doing.
But wouldn't you want to like maximize the opportunity and like make it a big thing?
Because I'll tell you why. How many fights? You're a fighter, right? I'm not a fighter, bro.
You
Like
look
that's
like
not
a
my
fighter.
career. You're a boxer for your career. I got fucking 3 other things I'm doing. I'm going to Dubai. I'm going to Miami. Like I actually have a job too.
You were already in Miami though. I have a
No,
job.
I'm going to
I have
Dubai
a
and then
job,
back
but,
here. I live in
But
LA.
I do like a bunch of shit too, and it's like easy if you actually like are
It is a
dedicated
big
to
commitment.
it.
You'd have to stop
Nah,
drinking,
bro.
doing
I
drugs.
got and I can't.
You don't
want
want to do that for 500.
You wouldn't talk
I
to your
make good
dealer
money
for like
now,
3
bro.
months.
Wait, but you have to understand too. There's other like business aspects built into this for you. Like, it grows all of these brands that you guys are building.
All right, so let's talk about it after this then.
But you said 500.
Yeah, but let's talk about it after this because I didn't want to do all this shit.
Why don't we just talk about it now?
I don't want to do this, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
You don't want to fight?
No, I don't want to talk to him right now while I'm trying
So
to.
you
do this
ducking
pod.
me?
Nah, bro. We can go do it right after this. I'll tell you what. We'll go do it right after this.
Works for me.
Right outside Poppy Steak if you want. I don't give a fuck. Like that. If that's how bad you want to do it, that's fine.
Steiny's about it. Steiny's
I'm
about
just
it.
tired of this shit,
So
bro.
you're
Like,
saying you would
fuck,
just
I
ra-
came here to do this fucking podcast knowing some shit was gonna happen. It's like, yo, let's just do it, bro.
So you want to
Fuck
just do
the
a
money. Let's
sparring
just do
session?
it. No, let's just do it outside
So
after
you went
this. Go
from-
have your boy. Go get the gloves, Derek. Go get the gloves. Go get your full send hat, and fucking we'll just do it right outside Poppy Steak.
I'm down with it.
Or
If
we
that's
could do
what
it,
you
or we
want.
could go to the gym. Like I don't care, but I don't want to fucking have to do all this shit, have all this pressure on me right now. Like fuck that.
Let's fucking do
I
it.
mean, this is between you guys. Like,
And
he's
like,
the
what
one
do I gain out of this,
If you
bro?
want to do it now, let's do it now. I'll go get the gloves.
Well, yeah, let's finish the pod, but yeah, we'll do it after.
But you can't duck.
I'm ready, bro. Go get the gloves.
All right, go get the gloves.
Fucking bullshit, bro.
Hey, you guys have fun with the rest of the podcast. I'm sure
Thank
it's
you,
fine.
I'm already 3 drinks deep too.
Well, that'll hurt. It'll hurt less if you get hit, at least. You might be like a little bit.
I did not know about this, bro. Well, I think Steiny's concern, and it is a valid concern, is like we're talking about clout. So let's say on the clout levels, I think it's a bigger, without you involved, like just Derek versus Steiny. It's like it's a bigger come up for Derek.
Yeah, but that's why he would receive the bigger portion of the pie. For each fighter, very rarely is there 2 fighters who have the same level of clout, but he also has me on his side. So like it definitely like equals out.
Like I said, like he'd have to quit drinking, like no drugs. Like he's good friends with his dealer, so he wouldn't be able to talk to his dealer for like 3 months. There's a lot of other factors that like.
Yeah, but you had a number that you said, and that's why I heard it through the grapevine, and I was like, okay, we can get you to that number.
Okay, well, we can figure that out. I don't like surprises like that. You know what I mean? Because someone comes in here and does the same thing to you, you'd be like, what the fuck?
He doesn't sell.
I wouldn't really give a fuck.
I mean, now I have all the pressure. I have to do it, right? For what?
You don't have to.
Now I have to.
I don't,
What are
I don't think you.
you came in here with fucking 3 cameras and 3 people, bro.
I don't think you got to do it. I think it is a big business decision to like do a fight too if you're not like wanting to do it full time. I find it.
I just think like
I think
Steiny, you think you're bigger than you are.
What do you mean?
Like you think you're like a big like celebrity.
Not at all, bro.
But like kind of, and that's.
I mean,
not,
you just
not in like a
no
hating
offense,
way.
you just preached all this shit about how like you can be whoever you want to be. All this shit. And now you're kind of switching up. But go ahead.
What do you mean?
I mean, now you're trying to say how do I think I'm bigger than I am, bro?
By like
Just
saying,
like you do. You
have
play a
all
little
these, like,
character,
things
right?
going
You
on.
call out Canelo like you play a character. You do that for the hype. So if I do the same things, then what does that mean?
What do you mean you're calling out who for that?
No, but if like I troll people or I fucking act a certain type of way, because that's what NELK wants me to do.
He's
or
saying
like,
if he acts cocky for.
yeah, we all have our bits, right? Genuinely, I'm a good person. If you watch this podcast,
No, I'm
you
not
know
saying that you're not.
I know.
I'm
but-
just saying you're just like saying that he's like not on the same level as
Well, how
you.
long?
Or,
What
like,
does he do? He does TikToks for you guys. I've done,
Yeah,
I've
but,
done
like,
this
but
podcast for a year. I've done.
I don't
NELK
think
for
no
a
one would
year.
argue Steiny's more popping than better Derek.
No, I agree 100%. But I'm saying like you're.
But I
you're
think
like,
Derek is
but-
funny as fuck.
But
I
I'm
think he's
saying-
funny
but-
too.
But
I
I'm
think he's
saying to
funny.
you, like you had a number, 500K, and I was like, yo, like I'll pay you this, and now you're like, oh, I have all these things going on.
I said I'd do it
and-
right now, bro. How about we just do it right now?
No, that's what I was like. Okay,
Is
cool,
that
let's
better?
do
Then
it.
you save your money too.
No, I don't give a fuck. I just thought you actually wanted to do it for 500K. So maybe there was a
That was my
misconception
way
of
of being
like,
like, bro, like just quit asking me about it. Because honestly, I didn't think that you guys would ever come up with 500, which is crazy. When I
yeah,
get
but that's what I'm saying. So now I bring it up, and then you're like, oh, I have all these other
well, I
things
mean, you
to
just
do.
had your boy walk in here with 3 cameras, bro. You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do then? When I asked him, like, yo, is this happening? And he says no.
Oh, I didn't tell him.
He didn't
Right.
tell me.
But I'm just letting you know how I feel.
How do you feel? Like, what do you mean?
Like, I mean, it's just different when you have somebody come in here like that, unplanned, and then this all happens. Like, and now I have no choice, right?
No, you have a choice
if-
for sure.
but
You
then
don't
we
have
would've-
to fight. Fighting, like Kyle's saying, like fighting's like it's a big thing that you have to commit to. And no one's saying that, but like, I think it's like funny as fuck, and it's a perfect matchup, and everyone's doing this influencer boxing shit, and that's what I'm saying.
That's not-
For you
not
as
e- what
as
everybody
your
wants to
brand,
I
do,
find
bro.
it kind of corny though when like people don't take it as seriously as you. Cause like for me, I've been watching UFC since like grade 8, or like since I was a kid, you know. So it's like I feel like it's like the influencer shit's corny until you're actually taking it seriously like you do.
it's definitely
You know what I'm saying?
like corny, but
Like,
there's some like
the
the
people-
reason why I wouldn't get behind this if I didn't think it was like gonna be funny and
Oh, it would be
entertaining.
big for sure.
I think some of them who like say that they're like so good and all this shit, and then they go in there and they look like idiots. But like, I don't think people are expecting much from like Derek
Right,
and Steiny
right. I
in a
understand
match,
that.
and it's more about the entertainment side of it. And I was like, okay, like Steiny's gonna like this. It would build your brand like really.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Really-
But I'm doing it in other ways too, right?
Why don't we
Like,
just let Salim fuck him up or some shit?
Salim versus Derek is hilarious.
That's bigger. But Salim would fuck him up, bro.
I don't know. This fucking shit's crazy, bro.
To
Salim's
me,
been
I, I saw it from like everybody wins. It's like this fun event. All the big all the brands get promoted. It gives you guys like content to talk about, storylines, training. Like it's funny.
No, there's no question it'd be
and
big.
it separates you from just being like underneath him. That's what I think a lot of people's criticism towards you is that like you're just famous because of him and Steve. So it's like your thing. It's like your time to shine. That's what I meant by saying.
Yeah,
like,
fighting better, Derek's my fucking time to shine, bro. Yeah,
It would be the biggest thing you've done. No, it'd be the biggest thing
No,
you've
it's
done
not,
for sure.
not at all.
For you personally and your own brand to like grow above and beyond just being like this assistant kid that like.
Bro, I'm chilling. I'm working on my stuff. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I'm saying. I think you're
No,
taking
but
it
I'm
as
just-
an insult.
No, I mean,
what I'm saying,
it's like
I never
you think
said you
fighting
weren't
better,
doing
Derek's
great.
like the biggest thing that's ever gonna
Yeah,
happen to me,
for
bro.
sure. It would be the biggest financial thing that you've done. No, Is making
But-
500K in one day the biggest payday you'd
course,
ever
bro.
have? So that's what I'm saying.
But I told you, not everybody wants to do that shit, bro. I don't want to build this fake beef. I don't want to do this YouTube fighting shit, bro. Like I just told you, I have 3 other things I'm doing.
So that's where the misconception is like hearing behind closed
It
doors
definitely
that,
is a big commitment.
that you
I
would
don't know
do
what
it. That's what I heard
Well,
from
when
people saying you would do it.
15 of your people ask me every fucking day, and I'm tired of it. Like I gotta say something, bro. That's me being real. It's every day I have to.
Why
have
can't we
someone.
sub someone else in from the NELK squad?
No, yeah, I think
If I could
Salim
get
is
someone
hilarious. Salim is
I mean, Salim would be crazy.
Salim would be fire.
huge.
How do you know Salim would do it?
He's obsessed with MMA. He
Yeah, I
would do
guess.
it.
5
Probably.
hundos.
Well, you guys actually have the deal here.
Yeah, there's a contract over there. I don't know where.
Well, why don't you leave it with us? We'll
Yeah.
peruse it a little bit.
Yeah, peruse. Didn't mean to
No,
ruffle
I
any.
mean, I thought you were a little bit like disrespectful, but yeah.
No, I
I
don't
think-
I think it was a joke.
How though? I don't get that.
I don't know. I just think you try to take away a lot from me, but it's all good, bro. Like it's all
I
good
don't think
fun,
I was
right?
doing that.
It's all in good fun, bro. It's all good. I'm not that pissed. I'm just like, didn't want that to happen. Like, don't have to. Now I have to do this shit. This fucking.
I think
podcast is gonna go
Steiny's
get aired.
sick of people just coming at him.
Who's come at you though?
I think a lot of people pick on him, like just like people will go at him because of I guess.
But I wasn't.
I guess from that side, it's 'cause of
trying.
what you
I
said.
wasn't picking.
No,
I
like
don't-
not you, like even better, Derek. Like why
No,
does he
I don't
target
care about
Steiny
better
and
Derek.
people?
I'm just saying, like, I just,
know what I
dude,
mean?
I just like, I'd rather just focus on other shit. Like, this, I don't need to fight better Derek. Is what I'm trying to tell you. That does nothing for me, except for a couple TikToks. You feel me?
And your
And then-
biggest payday.
Yeah,
and like
a good
separating
payday,
yourself.
and then not
Again.
doing.
I'm just saying, if I was your
actually enjoy
manager,
doing.
I would see it differently for sure.
That's fine, but like you said, bro, like you've decided to focus on boxing, right? I've decided to focus on Full Send, NELK, my own podcast. That's what I'm focused on.
Would it be on one of your cards?
I don't think it'd be on one of my cards.
No.
It should be its own event so that you guys could like maximize the revenue from it, for sure. I just didn't think it
We'll
would
see.
get big. You'd be like pissed off, like.
We'll go back to the drawing board. We'll see. We'll talk. Maybe Salim steps in and avenges you. Who? Let's segue so we get a pod.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking of fighting next?
Yeah, I'm looking at some pro boxers because I want to take this more traditional boxing route of moving up into the rankings, fighting professionals, and taking the route to become world champion like a prospect of my caliber would be doing. So we're looking at some pro boxers, and they're not going to be big names by
Is
any
there
means.
risk with that though? Like, why do that? Like, I remember when
Because
you were
I wanna
fighting
be a world
the-
champion, though.
Okay, that makes sense.
And like there's risk of for sure, but for me, I want to challenge myself, continue to grow in this sport, and get to the top of it from like a skill level. 100%. That's my goal, and to leave a legacy to show kids like, yo, I've been doing this 3.5 years. I plan to do it 6, 7, maybe 8 years, and by that time, that I can and will become world champion. And I believe if I can do that in 6 years, it could inspire so many people to go pursue whatever dream that it is that they have, starting from absolutely nothing as like a Disney kid in a completely different vertical to achieving the highest accomplishment in a certain category. And I just want to do that, not only to challenge myself, but I think it would become one of the biggest inspirations that people could point towards of like, you can actually do anything you set your mind to. And there's steps to get there, and you have to continue to get experience, right? That's the biggest thing I need. So challenging myself against these pro boxers.
Let's talk about this October 14th card, because you got to be watching that closely, because I know you say you want to fight a pro boxer, but you got to be watching that one, because I feel like you have maybe 3 even potential opponents on that card that would be massive fights.
Yeah, I mean, look, like Tommy, KSI, like whatever happens there, both of those fights I want. Like, me and KSI have
Like,
to,
would you want the winner of that fight?
I want both of them regardless of what happens. So, yes, like, win, lose, or draw, I want the Tommy Fury rematch, and I want to fight KSI. Like,
Do you think Tommy would rematch you before you beat someone else, or would he just give you that rematch? Well, I guess you
we're in
you beat
talks.
Diaz, but yeah.
Yeah, no, we've DM'd back and forth, like, let's do the rematch in 2024. So he's down. And
then how about KSI? Is he just like, what actually is going on with that?
well, so
Because that would be fucking huge.
He denied fighting me because I wouldn't agree to getting down to 180 pounds. And he was like, 180 pounds with a rehydration clause. First of all, I don't think I can even get to 180.
What do you usually
with
fight at? What'd you fight
185.
at for Diaz?
And that's already like maximum where I can get to. And so with the rehydration clause where I basically couldn't drink water. And so he was hiding behind that, not wanting to do the fight and not agreeing to it.
You can't do the rehydration thing ever, right?
Exactly. So
That's
we said, okay, like, this isn't going to work. And now you see him agreeing to fight Tommy at 183 pounds. So you could just see that, like, he was hiding behind that and really maybe didn't actually want to fight me or put it all on the line. So, yeah, and they just do a bunch of other, like, stuff. Because I've said, you could be the A side. I'll fight you wherever. I'll fight you whenever. So where is the negotiation? Like, it's 50-50. And then I said, okay, winner takes all. And publicly, they were like, yeah, winner takes all. Then behind the scenes, when we tried to actually put it into the contract, they were like, oh, no, like, it's just the purse. Winner takes just the purse, but all the pay-per-view money is, like, still split 50-50. So then we were like, okay, like, what's going on here? So it's a lot of, like, public fluff that they do, and they're very, like, snake oil salesmen. And then behind the scenes, they don't, like, want to actually step up to the plate.
So why would he just fight Tommy then? Like, now he's...
Well, I think it's a win-win for him because he gets the money, and even if he loses, then it's like, okay, whatever, me and Jake both lost to Tommy, then we can still fight. But if he were to just fight me and I win, then it's like he's just, like, done and his legacy's ruined. Because even if he loses to Tommy, he still doesn't have to technically fight me. So he put himself, and then, you know, let's just say there's this chance that he clips Tommy with his wild style and catches him. It's boxing. Anything can happen. So there is a chance for him to come out and clip Tommy and, you know.
What's your prediction for that fight?
I think Tommy TKOs him in the 4th round.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right, guys, just want to interrupt really quick to let you guys know we are bringing a ton of podcasts under the Full Send and Happy Dad Network. So if you guys love the Full Send podcast, make sure you guys check out the other pods that are under our Happy Dad Full Send Network. We got Lil Yachty's A Safe Place podcast. They upload every other Wednesday on the Safe Place YouTube channel. They're absolutely crushing it. Then we got Steiny's solo podcast, One Night with Steiny. He uploads every single week. There's a bunch of chicks in the podcast. It's actually really funny. Then we also got a brand new sports podcast called The QB Room. They're literally having the biggest stars in the NFL on every single week. So those are a few podcasts that are under our network. I'll put all those links in the description. So if you guys want more content from our network, go subscribe to all those channels. Go check them out. Go support them. They're part of the family. And if you guys are a podcast that, you know, you think you need some growth, you need some exposure, we're going to be very selective with who we think fits in with our brand. But hit us up, get a hold of me, and let's get back into the podcast, boys. Is it real beef with KSI? Like, do you guys actually, like, do you not fuck with him? Like, does he not like you?
I know that he doesn't like me and that his manager hates me. They try to block everything we do. Like, I come onto the live stream with Aiden. They, like, kick me off. Like, they want nothing to do with me. He said shit about my family and, like, my dad and all this stuff, and, like, continues to try to undermine anything that I do in the sport, all these things. I don't have hate towards the guy. I don't really care at the end of the day. But there is this, it excites me. the fight excites me, and to finish the storyline. Everyone else, the whole influencer community, the creators, all of these people want to see it. This is where it all started, was Logan losing and then Logan telling me, you have to go avenge me. Me beating Deji. We've both beat each other's brothers, and it's kind of this grand finale of this whole influencer boxing world, and I think everyone wants to see it. So because of all of those things, the fight excites me, and definitely just gonna cook the beef finally.
Obviously, yeah. Any fight that's like gonna be just big trash talking for me, like any fight that I'm pumped to see the press conference.
Yeah.
Like I love watching like all the build up, like all the fucking like behind the scenes shit, all the trash talk. So I feel like you and KSI have been going at it for so long.
It would be,
it's like personal.
Yeah.
On Twitter and shit, like.
No, and it's crazy, and it's like no one's holding back, and it's this. I think it's the longest beef in internet in the creator history. So it just needs to be done. I'm almost tired of just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously it always comes up. Obviously, like every person in the media always talks about it. Obviously, once a week we're tweeting at each other, talking shit. But it's like, I just want to get it done.
Are you worried at all if he beats Tommy?
No,
that guy's gonna run on Twitter.
Yeah, he's gonna go crazy for sure. Yeah, we won't see the end of it. We won't see the end of it. But anyone who's like, go off. KSI, if you beat Tommy, go crazy, bro. Like, let that shit rub your ego. Say whatever you want to say, but guess what? Just because you maybe beat Tommy, you didn't beat me. Man to man. And styles make fights. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that just because this person beats this person doesn't mean that that person can beat the other person. So,
right.
Like I said, that's where it goes back to win, lose, or draw. I want all of them, because you can't come after me and say you're better than me and say all of these things until you've beaten me. And that's the way I look at it. I'm old school in that sense. Like, we have to settle what we started, and nothing else matters. None of this, none of that. It's me versus you.
Okay. And then I guess the Logan Danis fight. You've obviously been asked this before, but what do you make of the whole fucking shit show it is?
Well, I mean,
like, do you think that he took it too far? Or have, like, you and Logan kind of taken it that far in the past, too?
I mean, I've never taken it that far. I mean, he, like, committed a federal crime. So
with what, like, spreading, like,
nude photos.
He says they're already on the internet.
It doesn't matter.
You're still spreading it.
Yeah. If you further spread, then you become...
It's like revenge porn or something,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So...
I guess we'll see how that plays out.
That's crazy. And maybe, like... Okay, like, mention, like, a wife or a girlfriend once. But, like, this is...
But did he post, like, a nude video?
A bunch of shit. I don't even know. But it's, like, constant all the time. It's attacking... Yeah, it's attacking Nina. It's building hype for the fight. It's, you know, he's creating this, like, whole troll army, creating all of these memes. And this is why Logan picked him, was because obviously he talks a lot of shit, you know, and he talks so much shit that Khabib jumped out of the ring and tried to jump kick him after beating Conor.
Crazy.
So he sells fights, and, you know, we'll see if he shows up.
I hope.
But at
to
the
God.
at the end of the day, it's made this fight massive. And what's crazy about the internet is that, like, a month ago, this was, like, the biggest thing. It was so crazy. It was everywhere. And now it's like, it just, like, died down. So,
well, can't he not post shit now though?
He says that, but I don't really actually know. But, like, yeah,
it was big. Yeah, he was firing off, like, a lot.
Yeah. So who knows? But at the end of the day, he was a puppet to sell the fight, and he did just that. And when Logan knocks him out, and he is in a federal court case, he's going to go bankrupt, and he's going to be knocked out. And everyone's gonna see the loser that the kid is, and he had his run, like he got his giggles, he got his laughs, he got some clout out of it, but it's short lived. It's short lived when it's not built off of something real.
You think people are underestimating him at all in this fight, though?
I don't think there's much to estimate.
Because like
him
with
on.
Logan too, like obviously he looks as athletic as fuck. He's
Yeah.
obviously been training, but he is like what 0-2 or 0. Is it what's the official?
He's
0-1?
technically 0-1 as a professional.
And the line's like I don't know what the line is, but I know it's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
but that's
Logan's skill probably better than a lot of people, so like
Yeah, this is what makes it interesting. Like I'm sure Dillon's gonna come to fight, but like I don't know if the clips that he's posting of him like sparring and stuff are real, but I don't think he's like smart enough to fake a clip to be like, oh, I'm gonna trick him out so he sees what I'm doing and then trains for something else. Like he's not thinking at that level, and you can't like fake being shitty. Like if I tried to go in there and like fake spar looking bad, it doesn't look correct. So
right.
He's not having a proper camp. He's not having a proper coach. He's training MMA like in those gyms where they all like spar each other like in their little squares. He's not even like working out in an actual ring. He's got Velcro gloves. Like at the end of the day, he could do whatever he wants, but Logan's a really good boxer. And he's really athletic and he's really strong. And he's had experience being in the ring with Floyd Mayweather for 8 rounds. So when it's all said and done, I believe Logan's going to knock him out.
I'm actually pumped for that fucking fight, bro. Like
Yeah.
both those fights, they did a really good job of I guess putting that together. Fuck.
Yeah, the tension.
I mean, Danis
the tension
did,
in
yeah,
the
like-
stadium is going to be crazy.
Are
Like
you-
the energy is going to be palpable for sure.
I think someone said that you were like kind of worried about going because the London
No.
territory.
No, like I think Logan was trying to like create
Oh, okay.
hype or something around.
Are you gonna go to the
me
fight?
going? Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm gonna go. But no, in my experience, like fans just are rowdy. Like I like going into those environments. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all gonna be chanting like "fuck Jake Paul," and I just thrive off of that. Like those environments are fun for me. So and I obviously want to support Logan and be there for him. So I'm excited and like looking forward to the atmosphere for sure.
God forbid Danis loses in your world. Is that a fight that would ever interest you?
You mean if Logan loses?
I just said yeah.
I don't think.
But is that
I don't
a fight
even want to
that could
explore the
Yeah.
possibilities of that. There's nothing that Dillon can bring to the table to beat Logan.
I guess no one's really seen Danis box, but he's got to be tough. He's definitely a fighter, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
just.
the thing. It's like he's definitely tough. That's what I'm trying to think, but
I
don't
mean,
know.
we've never
It's
seen
gonna
him
be
take a
crazy.
hit.
Yeah.
So that's what's the unknown of the fight is definitely what makes it interesting for sure. Like I don't think he's ever been punched in his career. Like he just takes people to the ground and submits them. So it's
Damn.
interesting. It's definitely gonna be very interesting. I just hope he shows up. Like who knows?
I know he has to show
Who
up, bro.
knows,
I'm
though?
gonna be pissed if he doesn't show up.
And that he pulled out of his fight before, where he was supposed to fight KSI. So
Damn.
you never know what's gonna happen.
I don't know, bro. Honestly, I wanted to like have a good interview with you and try and do it like that. I wasn't expecting that, so I apologize, but like I wasn't ready for all that. Like I thought we were gonna genuinely sit down with you for an hour and a half, and like actually talk to you.
I think we're
I'm
still.
pretty
gonna,
sure
I
that's
think
what we
we're
did.
We're still gonna.
Well, I know, but I can't keep that same energy now because that was just crazy.
I don't think it was that crazy. I think it was a good like clip out. Good like all around for.
No, I know. Now I have to fight him.
And like
And
again like
probably after this.
No, you don't have to fight him after this. If you
No,
don't
now
want
I'm.
to.
What do you mean? I told him to go get the gloves, and I'm fucked.
No, you don't have to. We're not gonna fight outside Poppy Steak.
I kind of
Fucking
like that.
George
I kind of
Masvidal,
would rather
you
do
know-
that.
Jorge Masvidal, man.
Yeah, you know we were here for that, right?
yeah, well didn't it happen
It was
because
here.
you guys like posted?
No,
with
well Kobe
something?
posted it too. Kobe posted he was here. And then we
I don't
walk,
really- yeah, I
we walk
didn't s-
outside. I don't know if I'm fucking snitching on him, but whatever. But yeah, we walk outside, like right out of here, and then like someone just jumps Colby. Like I look, and the guy's wearing like a COVID mask.
Oh
And
wow.
then like we didn't know what was going on. We get in the car, I look out the window and I'm like, what the fuck? Is that Masvidal? Like I see it's Masvidal. I'm like, what the fuck? It was like a movie scene, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, Poppy steak might have some fight energy.
I know, there's something about it, right?
Something. It's the steak. Primal.
Didn't even eat.
It's the primal
Listen, I think
steak.
we take the contract, we take it back. There's no fight happening today.
Yeah, like I just looked at
And
it from a
then we give you
completely
a
different
call,
point of
and then
view. I was
maybe,
like, cool, like funny ass clip out. Maybe Steiny can make 500K. Like he asked for 500K. That's what I heard. He said, and from what I heard, it was he's down to fight for 500K. Okay,
I'll tell you.
here's
I can-
500K.
wait,
No, but wait, I
And
want to
here-
tell you what happened, though,
here's
because
like
I don't
a
want
way
to mess up words, because that's coming from your people.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
said,
just
yo,
saying,
I would-
I'm explaining it from my side.
For sure. I said, yo, I would rather fight that guy for a YouTube vlog on site. And then they said, what was your number to actually do it in the ring on a card? I said, probably like $500,000. But I would rather do it right now, tomorrow, in the ring for the video and just get it
all
out
of
the
that
way.
was excluded.
Well, I mean, these are all the better people, right?
One of them, yeah, it's like mainly from one person, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you could be pissed at Jake for that, though. I mean, that's,
Dude, I don't give a
that's-
fuck anymore,
that's the
honestly.
business he's in, really. But
I just don't care anymore, honestly. I just wish you would have handled it differently.
I think you're missing the point of like that a fight would not only make you a shit ton of money, but like it will grow your brand in a major way.
For sure, but not everybody wants to fight for that, bro. Not everyone's a YouTube fighter. He's not doing YouTube fights. Salim's not doing YouTube fights. Steve's not doing... Like, that's a certain group of people. That's not everybody. Hey Big Mike is not doing YouTube fights.
No, agreed. But they're all these people's brands will only get so big.
Maybe. But maybe some people are
I mean,
okay
there's
with
no
that,
question
bro.
it would be big. But I think you're just like, you're the master at it, so it's like easy for you to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just
like that's your shit.
I just see like how lucrative and like all the things that come.
Oh,
from
it's
it.
definitely lucrative. I mean, there's no question it'd be big. We
Yeah,
all
I
know
agree,
that.
bro.
But I think
I'm not disagreeing with that. I just, like, all I said was I wish it was handled a little differently.
How would you have liked it to be handled?
Maybe you hit up Kyle and say, yo, we're going to do this, or what if we did this, instead of just pulling
Well,
up on me.
That would have fucked me for sure. Cause I know.
Well, pulling up, like, that's a little, and putting me on the spot's a little different. Right? I fucking sat
don't
here,
know.
had 2 tequila sodas, 3. Like, I'm a fucking degen, bro, you know? Like, a little heads up would have been a little bit better for me.
But I thought like you handled it like really funny though.
I thought it was funny.
I did,
And
I'm
you were just
probably,
like, he's a fan, and then
Jake,
you're like,
Jake,
get out of here.
I'm probably overreacting, or I'm probably heated right now, but I'm just like, I've dealt with a lot of shit recently, and I'm just fucking trying not to go back down that.
What do you think about George Janko leaving Impulsive? Seriously.
Oh man. Look, I didn't think it was real at first. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I texted both of them. I was like, is this really happening? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, this is our like best friend since the first days of Hollywood. And yeah, there was just disagreements, and it happens, unfortunately, in this business. I mean, bro,
Yeah, no, I know.
like
Behind the
best
scenes,
friend,
there's so much shit. Yeah.
when everything the business gets involved,
It's
like,
tough, man.
it's really tough. So I get it from both sides. It's unfortunate, and I know Logan still loves George. George still loves Logan, but sometimes best friends like go through that wave. And obviously, I still love George. Me and George have a great relationship, but it's definitely unfortunate. But I think at some point they'll come back together and figure it out.
Are you and Logan just like hyping up like a potential fight?
No. No, we're not. That's what people think. They're like, oh, they're just
That's what
marketing
I
to
thought.
us
I
to
don't
fight.
think you were, yeah.
No. But definitely just like we've had our crazy like run in this game together as brothers and have had a lot of like ups and downs together, and unfortunately sometimes have disagreements and arguments and such. And yeah, he decided to put that podcast out, but
Is it weird? Is it weird for you when something like that happens now, and like you're so used to being the bad guy, and then like everyone pretty much just takes your side, and you're like the good guy?
yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. it's weird. I think people have like misconstrued
Not
me.
just that, but I'm saying like you've been like you were always hated before, and now it's like when something like that happens, it's like Jake Paul's the good guy.
Yeah, it was
that
weird.
feel,
It's
like,
a weird
different?
turn of events for sure. Because I've never. People just look at you like how the rest of the world looks at you. So it was weird for the first time after a decade of me feeling like this good guy and good person and continually trying to show that, but like people just didn't give a fuck. Then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like overnight, people were like, "Oh, look at him! He's like such a good person or brother or whatever it is." So, but I also don't like it. That's why I told Logan not to put out the podcast because I was like,
Why would you want to
regardless,
put it out?
I don't know. I think it was one of those things where it's kind of like exactly what happened here, where we like
He just
started
might not
talking
think-
about it.
Yeah.
We started talking about it, and then it became like the whole podcast.
Right.
And there was like a lot of shit that was actually like cut out. But I just told him not to post it because I'm like, regardless, this makes us both look bad. Like I don't want to show the world that I'm arguing with my brother about this shit. Like this shit should be handled behind closed doors. But at the end of the day, it's like it is what it is. And we've lived our whole lives in this, under a microscope, everyone watching. So we're kind of like accustomed to it. And I think with him, so much is happening, and I feel like you could understand, like, you have a podcast, a vlog, you're editing, you're putting out TikToks, you're on business calls, you're checking your investments, you're living your own personal life, and at some point you can't like make proper decisions on like pieces of content that should be put out or not.
Yeah, and I guess it must be tough because, like, yeah, you guys are like the only brother duo. Like, I'm sure there's other brothers or other siblings. Well, there is in real life that have like arguments or like really fucked up relationships,
Yeah.
but people act like those don't even exist. They're just gonna target you two.
Yeah, exactly. And they're reprimanding us in certain ways, like brothers shouldn't be like this, be like the Tate brothers. But like at the end of the day, that's not always realistic. Like having a perfect relationship, especially male to male, younger brother to older brother, 2 to 3 years apart, that's like the most competitive it could ever be. And I think there's more commonly bad relationships or tough relationships in those sectors. And ours just happens to be, like I said, under a microscope. And there's definitely things that we both could improve on and want to improve on and have been improving on. But it's really tough when he's also, I look to him not only for inspiration and motivation and all of these things, but we are competitive and we are in all the same industries. And why is it that my biggest sponsor is he has a company of his own in that category? My betting company, his biggest sponsor is a betting company. So like there's all these like weird parallels.
Barstool's done with that shit though now, no?
Yeah, now.
Are they officially done? You would know the business of that, right?
Yeah, it's still like operating in some sense. I believe it's like parts of it are still operating, but like something their deal with like Penn is different now. So it's like I don't know if they're dissolving it slowly or something, but
That's crazy that they like. I mean, did that kind of just flop, or like?
I think with the what was happening is
I feel like that's like for us like shutting down like Happy Dad or something.
So Penn owned Barstool.
Yeah, they
and
bought it.
And there was so much controversy happening in Barstool that it was affecting Penn's
stock
prices on a daily basis. And they were like, we can't have this liability. So it's not that the business wasn't working. It was just that there was too much negative press around what was going on in Barstool.
Do you get emotional and pissed off about the Danis situation? I know it's a curveball, but...
No, like, I see it. Obviously, I don't like someone going after, like, my sister-in-law like that, which is funny to say. Like, I have a sister-in-law. It's crazy. But yeah, like, you don't want people attacking your family. But I don't know if I'm, like, so just used to it or numb or, like, expecting of it. And I've been through the ringer, like everything about me is already out there. So it's like freeing in a way. Like once you're liberated from that, it's like you're freed socially. So it's kind of a cool thing. But yeah, I definitely don't agree with the way he's gone about it. But I see the other side of it. But also, like, Justice is a bitch, and now he's, like, dug himself into a hole that he didn't have to dig himself into. So, like, at the end of the day, Logan's going to get his hand raised, and Nina's going to get her hand raised in the court of law. And
I will say, though,
Dillon's got to win this fight. Yeah.
Yeah, or, well, I guess. He still gets paid, and he still got his clout out of it, though.
yeah,
Like, I
but I
don't
mean,
think
like,
he's, like-
he's going to be in, like, a
far, though.
3-year lawsuit, probably, like,
But I think
millions of dollars in lawyer fees, and that doesn't include, like, damages when and if he loses the case.
I think on the flip side, even Canelo said this. Like, I don't want to quote him, but I think he said, like, he doesn't necessarily respect all these guys as fighters, but he respects you because you bring in a different audience that would never tune into boxing. So it's like, isn't Danis, in a sense, kind of doing the same thing?
It's short-lived, though,
building
because
the
he's not
sport.
really, like, a boxer.
But more people might tune into the sport.
I think
near
what
future
Canelo's
fights.
saying, like, yeah, there's, like, viewers and people caring about boxing, but that's already kind of, like, been taken care of. Like, all this new wave, it's not just, like, on Danis' shoulders, and it's not just on my shoulders. I think what Canelo more so is saying is, like, what I'm doing for women's boxing, getting them the highest paydays ever, like, putting Amanda Serrano in the spotlight to get her to be the highest paid female boxer, going from $10,000 basically to millions of dollars in the bank account. You know, what I'm doing for young fighters, promoting them, for what I'm doing for fighter pay, like paying all the people that are on my cards the biggest paydays of their lives, and my foundation, and how it's getting younger kids to be more interested in the sport of boxing. And also, like, randomly just supporting these fighters, going to Poland, promoting Usyk's fight just because I think it's amazing that he was fighting for his country. Like, all of these things, I think, is what Canelo sees, and he's, like, summarizing it, and, like, he's bringing more eyeballs.
You don't have to give a number, but what was your biggest payday out of all your fights? Can you say?
Yeah, it's, like, close to 30 million.
No, which fight was it?
Tommy Fury.
And that
30
one was,
mil just from the fight money.
Yeah.
God damn.
would you say that was the most heavily promoted on, like, social media? Like, why do you think that one converted the most? Because he's a real, like, actual...
I think just the timing of everything in fights like that makes the most sense, and it was like two undefeated young prospects putting it all on the line. His brother's the heavyweight champion of the world. Family versus family. The beef. There was 2 fights before it that were supposed to happen that we did all the promotion for, that he pulled out of. So there was like all that built-in promo. Tons of legends attending the fight. Ronaldo being there. So it just turned into this, like, massive event. And we specifically put it at a time where there was no other sports on TV. So, like, all of these little things add up to making it big.
What do you think about the Fury-Ngannou fight?
I think it's great for Francis to show other fighters a roadmap to becoming their own wealthy business mogul, and, like, leaving the UFC where he was getting taken advantage of, only getting like $600K for fights when he's the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's now going to go make, you know, tens of millions of dollars. I think that is the new model where fighters should take advantage of building their own brand, owning it, owning the back end of these events. And it's going to be an entertainment spectacle. A lot of people are talking shit to Tyson. They're talking shit to Francis. They're saying Francis isn't looking good. They're saying Tyson's taking an easy fight. It's going to be a payday. But at the end of the day, like, it's a show business. The first thing is the show, and this is going to be entertaining. And who knows, like, if Francis is going to come out swinging like a madman.
When is that fight?
Like
October
20th. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't heard much about that, though.
Not too much.
It seems like your brother's card's, like, overshadowing that pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tyson's just not really like promoting it heavy. It's more so just like the fight pages posting about it. But like come fight day, it's tough because it's not prime time here. It's gonna be like in the middle of the day. But I think a lot of people are still gonna tune in.
Yeah.
What's good with the PFL?
Man, so many things. Like we also have signed Francis there. So the heavyweight champion leaves the UFC, signs with the PFL, and we have such an amazing infrastructure through the PFL. And now it's, instead of the UFC being this monopoly, it's like fighters have somewhere else to go where they're going to be treated better. They can have their own sponsors. They can get 50% of the pay-per-view. They can get the biggest paydays. It's on ESPN Plus. I can't talk about the viewership, but they're the exact numbers, but they're crushing it and only growing year after year. And what excited me about it is giving fighters in MMA. People were like, "Oh, you could talk about fighter pay, like you could be mad at Dana, you could say all of these things, but what are you going to do about it?" It's like, this is what I'm doing about it. I partner with the PFL to help grow their pay-per-view division, to give fighters 50% of the revenue, to have their own sponsors, so on and so forth. And the first person we brought on was Francis Ngannou, which is massive for the PFL. And he's going to box, obviously, do his thing there, and then hopefully come back into MMA as soon as possible. So.
Are you signed to do a fight in that league?
Yeah.
An MMA fight?
I thought you
Yes.
were supposed to fight Nate for 10 million.
Yeah, so I tried to fight Nate. We tried everything. And
How
just
does he turn that down, though?
he was just making such big requests behind the scenes.
Does he make more than 10 mil a fight, though?
No.
Really?
No. For his Connor fight, he made like around that. But like when he just fought me, he made
If he was to
more
fight
than
Connor
that.
again, though, he'd make it a lot. I know that.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, I just don't understand. Why would Nate not fight you in MMA?
I think it's too big of a risk, right? Like, okay, $10 million, but if he loses to me, it's
What, his
like
legacy?
Yeah, legacy. Like he's gonna get made fun of, right? And he felt the power,
But
I don't think he could take me down, so he couldn't submit me.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it sounds crazy that he'd go and fight you in your lane, but he wouldn't fight you in his own. Right?
It's kind of a lose situation for him, and so that's why behind the scenes, on the business side of things, he's making like outrageous number claims and negotiations and wanting such like unrealistic things. So that says something. Like that's the problem with fighting, is fighters can so easily just hide behind contracts and say that's the reason they didn't want to fight, and then like no one really knows the details. But I think now, because of social media, because the fans have a voice, because I can come onto this show and explain that, it's like Nate is ducking me because he's not going to get that much money unless he fights Connor. But then why wouldn't he take the deal with me, make that money, beat me if he's so confident, and then go back to the UFC? Because if he goes back into the UFC now, he's going to be locked up for like 5 fights, and he's not going to be a free agent. So financially, it would make most sense for him to fight me, beat me easily because he's MMA this, MMA that. But why doesn't he do that? It's so much risk, really, truly.
What was it like dealing with those guys, like the Diaz team? Because I've hung out with them a few times, and they're fucking, they're
like
crazy.
them.
No, obviously I love them. They're jokes. That they're just like, they do whatever the fuck they want. How is it like doing business with them?
Well, I wasn't like fully on the business side. I would just like, that was where Nikisa was handling most things. But
like when he just dips
like,
out of the press
spontaneous.
conferences and shit. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like he's like ludicrous, kind of outrageous, like does whatever the fuck he wants, really. But that's also like him selling the fight. So like, he knows what he's doing. You know, he knows how to get people amped up and pissed off and to create controversy. So in terms of the promotion, things really ramped up on fight week. The squabble that happened on stage. But definitely like had to do a lot of teaching for them on the boxing side of things.
How much do you think you'd make if you and Logan fought? Seriously though, like would that do 50 M's for each of you? Probably more than Connor, right?
No.
Probably do like 1.5 million buys, 2 million buys maybe. Probably let's just say 1.5 million at like $75. So yeah, you're talking like around 100 mil.
You think that'd bring in more money than McGregor?
No,
No.
McGregor Mayweather, no.
No, you
No,
versus McGregor.
you versus McGregor. Or you versus
Oh, no, because like McGregor, like
Doesn't
me
make-
versus Logan would be bigger, but like McGregor's kind of
Sells papers.
lost. He's kind of lost a lot of momentum.
You think that could ever happen?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, because if he's with the UFC, they're never
exactly, and like Dana
Yeah, they're
wouldn't
never
want
gonna
that
let
to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's gonna get blocked. If he was in control of his own career, I think he would maybe want to do it. But I also think, he looks at me easily beating Nate Diaz and seeing that he went toe to toe with this guy. In the back of his mind, he's like, damn, like this kid's probably a better striker than what I think, and he's older and kind of like hasn't been active. So
You think he's gonna fight again?
who knows, bro?
I think he has to.
It's been a minute. I mean, he was supposed
Well,
to
you
fight
look
in
at,
December.
like we were talking to Canelo.
He's not even in the USADA pool, I don't think, right? Like you got to get in that, and then you have to wait 6 months.
Yeah, like I think he's just like always dealing with injuries, and you can't live both lifestyles of
No.
like partying and
No.
doing all the things he's doing and then also being in the gym. And I think that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But Floyd,
Yeah,
like,
he's guzzing and shit at his bar.
Floyd will fight somebody you've never heard of and make 10 mil, and no one even hears about it. You know what I'm saying?
He's not making that much though.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah, just because like he's trying to protect his brand and such, but he's just doing like one-off deals with random distribution partners that are like guaranteeing him a lot of money and going to each company and kind of just like
So who do you think's the best boxer in the game right now then?
in
Just
all
pound
of
for
boxing,
pound. Yeah, pound for pound.
pound for pound. I would say it's either Tyson Fury, Terrence Crawford, or Nayu Inoue.
What about Tank Davis?
Not yet. Like he's obviously great, but I don't think he's on that list yet with like the opposition he's beat. I think if him and Haney fight or him and Shakur fight, then those conversations change. Or even in the if he goes up to 140 and fights someone like Regis Prograis or whoever it might be at 140, then he can be in those discussions. But
Yeah.
he's obviously a massive draw.
It's just interesting too, because you look at the Garcia fight. Garcia's a huge dog, but like, does it make more money for him if he fights a guy who has a bigger social media presence?
For sure.
So it's like,
No, for sure. That I mean, that's the strategy like behind it. He's gonna want to take big fights and make money. At the end of the day, it's prize fighting. So that's why the Ryan versus Tank fight did so well, and they had beef for years and years and years and years. And a lot of these really good boxers don't have built-in following.
right.
So it's they don't have a name really in the boxing world, yeah. But outside of that, it's not gonna be big fights. So
For sure.
Fuck.
Do
It's a
you-
crazy game.
Yeah.
What is it?
This is random, but you don't train with Sugar Shane no more, right?
no, he was in the last camp. Yeah,
Are you still with him?
yeah. No, he's like still involved. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. He's a legend, man. He knows his shit.
He's the only guy that gave Floyd like a run for his money.
Yeah. The only
I-
time Floyd has like almost been dropped.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite current UFC fighters?
I would say Sugar Sean.
What'd you think of his fucking knockout?
It's amazing,
crazy.
bro. So sick. I'm just so happy for him. Like, and he just manifested it all.
I know.
And again, like, just went against everyone, proved everyone wrong, dealt with all the shit talk. Oh, you're not good enough. You don't have this. You don't have the ground game. You don't have blah blah blah. The stamina. And then he just shuts everyone the fuck up. So
That was insane.
sick, and just fucking around the whole time. He's one of the boys. Just
Yeah.
fucking smoking weed, fucking around. Like it's hilarious. So happy for him. And I like Israel Adesanya.
What about that loss though?
Yeah, I mean he's lost before, right? It's the name of the game. I think some people just live larger than a loss. Like a loss doesn't define them. In many cases, it only makes them bigger. I mean that's why when
It seemed like it really affected him, the loss. I think he just caught a
Do
Dewey.
you think
too.
he
Did you hear that?
underestimated his?
Did you hear that or no?
Wait, who? Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Fuck. That's something to laugh about. But do you think he underestimated his opponent?
I think he was coming off of like the biggest win of his career, finally beating Pereira, and it's not an excuse, but like I can walk in his shoes because you're beating these people, you're making tens of millions of dollars. You have all these sponsorships. You have a podcast. You have content. You have businesses that you're investing into. Your empire is growing. Your team is growing. And you could start to lose focus of like what brought you there. And you start to run in these circles. Billionaires want to be your friends. All these girls want to hang out. The athletes want to hang out. Before you know it, you're drinking. You're on a yacht in fucking Ibiza all of a sudden. And you lose that focus in the gym. I mean, it's the name of this whole entire fucking game, and
Was that happening to you?
yeah, I mean, all that shit was
At what point?
With Tommy, probably, right?
I think after like I knocked out Woodley, it was just like
A lot of partying.
oh, you're talking about the
just
party?
all of it was
Yeah.
just like everything just grew so fast, and you're making so much fucking money, and like everyone wants to hang out. Everyone wants a business idea to pitch you these brands. Your businesses are actually growing. You're still doing all of these interviews and things, and you want to enjoy yourself because you're proud of yourself and you achieved some of your goals, and that can just start to take away focus. And for me, I was like just knocking out everybody I fought.
How did you draw that line then? Like, at what point did you make the decision to go sober and shit?
It was before the Tommy Fury fight.
So obviously for camp you're not gonna drink. Right?
Yeah.
But like what made you make that decision? Like to never.
I was just like, damn, like, what am I doing? Like, it happens. Like one day you just wake up and you're like, it's time for me to move on from this. Like, I'm growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overindulging, and you catch yourself, and that's really what it was for me. And I knew I wasn't focused going into the Tommy fight. I was like drinking like 7 weeks before, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Going into the fight?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Like drinking or like partying?
Both. like at the club.
Yeah.
And you think like, okay, like no one's really beat me or like giving me a crazy challenge. He's like a kid. He
7 weeks up to Tommy, you were in the club?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, like in hindsight, it's so stupid and it sounds stupid and it is stupid. And that's why I'm saying it out loud, is so that like other people could learn from that and not fucking do that. Because I'm just like, bro, this guy can't beat me. Blah, blah, blah. And I was around my family it was like around Christmas, and like just one thing led to another. Like I wanted to have fun during Christmas and New Year's with my family.
I know.
And my family's crazy. They drink all the time. So it's like, okay, fuck, I'm sitting there. I'm the only sober one. And then I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll have some drinks. And then before you know it, we're at fucking Barley House. But shit happens. And but it was like January 5th where I was like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? I'm done with this shit. And sure enough, I like lost because of that, and that just like reaffirmed, what the fuck were you doing? You shouldn't. That's not the life you're meant to live, kid. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes and learning the hard way. And that loss has like made me better. It was a win on every single level. It's like turning that L into so many W's and coming back and having a bigger fight. You know, getting it made me focus. It's like, okay, like it checked my ego. It humbled me.
What was it like right after you lost? Because you like the way, like even watching as a fan, it was just like, there's no way Jake Paul can lose.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, how was that for you? Like, was it tough?
It was tough, like the night of the fight, and I just like journaled everything and like started writing like how I was feeling down, because the main thing is that I didn't want to forget that feeling of the loss for motivational purposes, like moving forward. No, I journaled a lot before then, but like I felt compelled to in that moment, and so I can even like go back and.
You did it in the locker room? Like
no, like in the hotel,
oh,
like
okay.
when we got back.
Damn.
I was just like sitting in my hotel room, and it was embarrassing. Like I felt.
Did Big Bro give you a call?
No,
He was there. Yeah.
He was there.
No, I mean, but did he come talk to you or whatever?
He talked to me afterwards. He's like, bro, I know what you're going through. Like, this happened to me for KSI. And so, like, the first part of it is like, damn, like, I fucking lost. Like, this sucks. Like, it's that exact same feeling that I had in my own head. Like, I could never lose. So that night was, like, tough. But I woke up in the morning, and I remember specifically, like, I got on my podcast and kind of just, like, vented. And that was really helpful, and Logan was there, and I kind of just, like, said everything. And I wanted to be an example to other kids of, like, if you lose, this is how I'm feeling. I got, like, super vulnerable on that podcast. But then we stopped filming, and I, like, look out the hotel window, and we're on, like, the 26th floor or some shit. So I could see, like, this whole city. And there was thousands of cars driving. And I was just like, man, I'm the one who cares the most about this. Like, life goes on. Look at all these people going about their day. This is only as big as I make it out to be. And, like, let's just use this as motivation. And I'm going to carry on and hold my chin up, and realizing that, like, all of it is a W. I never even expected to come this far. I never expected to be selling 800,000 pay-per-views against a legendary bloodline of boxers on ESPN with Ronaldo at my event. Like, I was just fucking on Disney Channel. Like, so all of it is a W. And that's really what I had to focus on, was that I exceeded my own expectations, and be happy and proud of myself for, like, where I had gotten in such a short amount of time and what I'd done for the sport. And let's just get motivated for the rematch in 2024 and come back and prove that.
Does that go down for sure?
100%. Yeah.
Damn.
And just prove that when I'm at my best and I'm focused and I'm not.
You got to dial the fuck in. You're dialed now.
I'm dialed. I'm dialed. So it's like people are going to see that different fighter. And I think they got a glimpse of it with Nate Diaz. But I'm just excited, man. And it builds the storyline. And I said that don't judge me by my wins. Judge me by how I handle this loss and come back from it.
Fuck yeah. I'm fired up. I always get fired up
go.
on these pods.
Let's go.
You guys cool now? We're all good?
No, I'm cool, bro.
Yeah, no.
So I've gotten a lot of surprises, and at
No,
some
yeah.
point you kind of get
I
tired
definitely
of them.
didn't
That's
think
all
about
is,
it from
man.
that point of view, for sure.
Yeah, that's all
Hell
it
yeah.
is.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Are we putting the full thing up or what?
Now you're putting me on the spot again. Yeah, man, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Good shit.
That was
All right, bro,
fire.
Thanks. So fucking stupid, bro. How's his training?
We're about to
Tell
see.
me.
I think they should spar in the ring tomorrow.
Yeah, he seems, I don't know. I told him not to do it.
You ready? We just start? No, you ain't gonna touch gloves?
Go, let's go.
Oh, yeah! Hands up, Steiny. Hands up.
Velcro.
Yo.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, Steiny. Let's go, Steiny.
Let's go, baby.
Go, Steiny. Oh, yeah. Hold on, bro. I've had a lot of drinks. Wait. Give me like 30 seconds.
What happened?
Bro, then get on the fucking
drinks.
ground. If you want the top, get on the ground.
He's gassed out. Pull the jab. Those hands up. Oh my God. Let's go.
Let's go.
There you go. Don't stop. Let's go.
I think we should call it at some point.
Yeah, like 30. Like let's give him like 45 seconds.
Steiny, keep going for a bit.
Well, then get on your knee then.
All right, Jake, you're good. You got your flip.
Oh, that's crazy.
We'll do it a better time. I've been drinking.
Alright. Hey. You copped out after 1 fucking minute, bro.
No, I think Steiny got the better of that.
Yeah, but
No. Derek won that. You wanted the cop out.
bro, you bitch out after 1 minute. Let's keep
You
going.
asked for 30-second break.
Go guys. Go guys. 3 happy days.
Yeah, go have. Bro, I just
do
did
this
an
on a
hour
car.
podcast with drinking. All right, we'll figure it out. That was fun.
That was fun. That was good.
I think Steiny. That was easy. Dub.
Yeah,
Let us know.
Bro, shut the fuck up, Clout. You get in the ring, bro.
I'm not fighting you, bro. I'm not fighting you.
Hey.
Fuck, bro. I didn't lose that shit,
No,
bro.
you won.
Bro, you won. Good shit. That was the biggest day of your life, bro.
Bro, shut your bitch ass up.
That was pretty good after 5 drinks.
You backed it up. You backed it up. You backed your shit up. Good job. Like that was ballsy. You did.
I got
Good.
you, bro.
Fucking 10
That was
I don't get
hilarious.
nothing of that.
You gotta say the NELK audience there.
Go fuck yourself, NELK.
You're funny. Good shit, boys.
Good shit, bro.